The Attorney General's office says drug overdoses continue to kill an average of more than one person a day in Maine. Between January and June of this year, 185 deaths were linked to drug overdoses. Data for the remainder of the year have not yet been released. As the numbers continue to rise, so does the demand for transitional housing to help people recover from substance abuse addiction. A program which runs 2 new sober houses in Sanford is helping to fill that void. News Center's Vivian Lee joins us now with more on that story. Viv?
Well, Pat, Journey House runs 2 sober houses, including the only one for women in York County. It's one of only a few recovery houses in Maine that accept people that are using medication as part of their recovery. There are also a number of rules, including a curfew and a requirement to do community service.
Lisa York struggled with alcohol addiction for years. She did several stints in rehab, but she got out and tried living on her own. But it was tough to stay clean.
You go right back to the way that you were before with your addiction.
York knew she was ready for a change. 6 weeks ago, she started living with 5 other women in the Journey House. The rent is several $100s a month. In return, the women perform chores. They have to work, go to school, or volunteer, attend several meetings a week to help with their recovery, and there's a curfew. York says the support she gets from the other women is helping build a foundation that will help her when she moves out and lives on her own again.
And you have to work at it every day. It's not, it's not a cure-all by any means. But, you make some real relationships in recovery. And when you live with people.
Miranda Gilman will mark 4 years of sobriety early next year.
We're making sure that they're home for house meeting and checking in, and that accountability, I feel like, can help establish those new patterns.
Jesse Harvey runs the program with his partner Eric Skillings. They are both in recovery. They say there is a real need for low-cost, accessible sober living homes outside the greater Portland area.
People are discharged from jails or hospitals, treatment centers to the streets because they might want recovery, but recovery houses won't allow them in if they're on medication.
The program also runs a sober house for men with 12 beds. The men here also have to follow the same rules. Skilling says the structure is needed to keep people in recovery from falling back into bad habits.
You just can never build a foundation if you don't have safe housing.
Now, Journey House is not a detox program, and payment plans and scholarships may be available for some residents. Now, folks usually stay there normally from 3 to 6 months, and both programs have helped more than 60 people transition back into society. If you'd like more information, you can go to our website and mobile apps. Back to you, Pat.